such a difficult area. It's sort of platitude to say there's sort of justice on both sides. I find it very hard. I've listened to Barnaby Joyce sort of, if you like, sort of resiling from having a position because it's all too complex. And I think it's really not good enough. It's incumbent upon us as Australian citizens and our Australian, our parliamentary leaders to have a view here. I think the question takes us to the heart of the imbalance. It is a brutal military occupation, and that's not to say that Hamas firing rockets on, innocent civilians over the border into Sderot is also, legitimate. I don't condone any of that. But the fact that we've failed, and Australia playing its small or minor part as a middle power in urging peace, instead of, military solutions, we need political solutions. And I don't see the will among our parliamentary leaders to take that debate on. It seems to me catastrophic. There are basic human rights that are at stake here that ordinary Palestinians don't have. They don't have access to healthcare. They don't have access to education. They cannot freely move between Gaza and the West Bank. I despair for Israel. I want security and peace for Israel. I certainly despair for the Palestinians that they have no way of resolving this problem other than politically. And I see no will on the part of the Likud-run government to make that happen. All I see is that Bibi Netanyahu is consistently arguing for military occupation of Gaza and the West Bank and for increasing settlements. It seems to me that's a recipe for ongoing catastrophe and the kinds of disasters we're seeing now in the West Bank and Gaza. I think that's a tragedy.
I think Barnaby just wanted to respond to that.
Yeah, and let me put to you what the questioner asked, because they said, is it time for Australian MPs to reconsider Australia's 99% pro-Israel stance?
Well, first of all, I don't agree that we are 99% pro-Israel. I think that is overstating it. Obviously, that comment was pro-Hamas and is very partisan to one side of the conflict. You could have someone from the Jewish lobby give just as partisan comment from the other side. And for me to sit here in deliberation and say, oh, well, from a studio at Ultimo, Barnaby, am going to now deem what is right and what is wrong and draw this thing to a conclusion is the height of naivety that is almost perverse. This is an issue that really goes to the players that are closest to it, which is that Hamas have to stop firing rockets and the Israelis have to stop their incursion into other people's territory. And what we must all of a sudden understand is that the consequences of this fight are children, people who never bought a ticket in this butchery of people, and they're the ones that we should be watching out for. And I do think Australia is doing what it can to make sure that there is peace. I don't think that it is a fair comment to say that we just sit back idly and do nothing.
Senator Brandis has just declared that these territories are not occupied, they're disputed. So where is Australia's sort of leadership or engagement in this issue? Clearly, the current government has a position on the nature of the tensions in the Middle East, and that seems to me, it's very clear what the position has moved.
Yeah. We still...
Are you happy with that? Do you agree with that these are disputed territories rather than occupied territories?
My position, Louise, is that we still believe that the two-state solution, we believe that both these people have a right to exist, and first and foremost, rather than get stuck in the prickles about once more getting enmeshed into this debate for which your contribution is really of no effect. The only effect that you should really have is calling for peace, and that is about it.
I agree.